Blood sugar balance is something many people associate only with diabetes, yet in everyday life, it affects far more than blood test numbers. Energy levels, mood, cravings, focus, and even sleep patterns are closely connected to how steadily the body manages glucose throughout the day. What often goes unnoticed is that blood sugar imbalance can exist quietly for years, shaping how the body feels long before it becomes a medical diagnosis. Like many people, I assumed that occasional fatigue, afternoon hunger, or sudden cravings were simply part of modern life. Busy schedules, stress, and irregular meals can easily explain these sensations, or so it seems. It wasn't until I paid closer attention to how certain foods affected my energy and appetite that I realized how powerful small dietary choices can be in supporting blood sugar stability. One simple fruit, often overlooked and rarely discussed in blood sugar conversations, stood out in an unexpected way. Not because it lowered blood sugar dramatically or acted as a cure, but because it helped create steadiness. Fewer crashes. More sustained energy. Less urgency around food. That quiet support is what makes it worth talking about. 1. Why blood sugar spikes are often missed. Blood sugar spikes rarely appear with loud warning signs. In their early stages, they tend to blend seamlessly into daily life. Many people attribute low energy, irritability, frequent hunger, or afternoon sleepiness to aging, stress, or lack of sleep rather than fluctuating glucose levels. Because these symptoms are common and nonspecific, they are easy to dismiss. The body is remarkably adaptive. It can compensate for unstable blood sugar for a long time before measurable problems appear. Insulin levels may rise and fall repeatedly to manage frequent glucose surges, and during this phase, blood tests can still look normal. This creates a false sense of reassurance, even as the body works harder behind the scenes to maintain balance. Modern eating habits intensify this issue. Highly refined carbohydrates, sweetened beverages, packaged snacks, and quick meals digest rapidly, releasing glucose into the bloodstream at a speed the body did not evolve to handle regularly. Long gaps between meals followed by large portions further strain glucose regulation. Over time, these patterns encourage sharp spikes followed by equally sharp drops, creating a cycle of hunger, cravings, and fatigue. Because this process unfolds gradually, it often remains unnoticed. Blood sugar instability may influence focus, appetite control, emotional regulation, and long-term metabolic health years before a diagnosis such as prediabetes or insulin resistance is ever mentioned. Recognizing these subtle patterns early allows supportive changes to be made long before medical intervention becomes necessary. 2. What blood sugar support really means. Supporting blood sugar is frequently misunderstood. It does not mean forcing glucose levels down, eliminating carbohydrates entirely, or replacing medical care with food. The body already possesses a sophisticated system involving insulin, glucagon, the liver, muscles, and gut hormones that work together continuously to regulate blood sugar. Dietary support focuses on how fast glucose enters the bloodstream rather than how much is present. Rapid spikes followed by quick crashes place stress on this regulatory system, while slower digestion allows the body to respond calmly and efficiently. Foods that support blood sugar do not override the system, they cooperate with it. Fiber plays a central role in this process. It slows digestion, delays glucose absorption, and helps prevent sudden surges. Water content adds volume without excess calories, supporting satiety and reducing overeating. Naturally occurring plant compounds may also influence insulin sensitivity and inflammation, further supporting metabolic balance. Understanding this definition of support is essential. No food cures blood sugar disorders, and no single ingredient works in isolation. Long-term stability comes from repeated, gentle choices that reduce stress on the system rather than extreme or restrictive approaches. When food is used thoughtfully, it becomes a quiet ally in maintaining balance instead of a source of fear or unrealistic expectations. 3. Why whole fruits are often misunderstood. Whole fruit has become one of the most misunderstood foods in modern nutrition, especially when blood sugar is discussed. Many people hear the word sugar and immediately assume fruit behaves the same way as refined sweets or sugary drinks. This assumption overlooks the complex structure of whole fruit and the way the body processes it. Unlike refined sugar, whole fruit is a complete food. It contains natural sugars, but those sugars are bound within a matrix of fiber, water, and plant compounds that slow digestion and alter how glucose enters the bloodstream. This structure changes the body's response entirely. Instead of a sudden surge of glucose, whole fruit releases energy gradually, giving the body time to respond without stress. Fruit juice and sweetened products remove this protective structure. When fruit is juiced, the fiber is largely stripped away, leaving sugar that is absorbed quickly. This is why juice, even when it is natural, can raise blood sugar rapidly, while the same fruit eaten whole produces a very different effect. The physical act of chewing, the presence of fiber, and the slower digestion all work together to support steadier blood sugar levels. Portion size and context also matter. Whole fruit eaten alone in large amounts may affect blood sugar differently than fruit eaten as part of a balanced meal. When paired with protein, healthy fats, or other fiber-rich foods, fruit's impact on glucose becomes even gentler. This is why whole fruit, when consumed mindfully, fits well into blood sugar supportive eating patterns. Not all fruits behave the same way. Factors such as fiber content, water content, ripeness, and texture influence how quickly sugars are absorbed. Softer, very ripe fruits tend to digest faster, while firmer fruits with intact skins often digest more slowly. This is where pears quietly stand out. Their structure, fiber composition, and water content create a unique balance that supports steady energy rather than sharp fluctuations. 4. Why pears are unique among fruits. Pears are often overlooked in discussions about blood sugar because they do not carry the same superfood reputation as berries or exotic fruits. Yet from a metabolic perspective, pears offer a combination of qualities that make them especially supportive for steady glucose regulation. One of the most important features of pears is their fiber content. Pears are among the most fiber-rich fruits commonly available, particularly when eaten with the skin intact. This fiber is not just present in generous amounts, it is also diverse. Pears contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, each playing a different role in digestion and blood sugar support. To put this into perspective, a medium pear provides roughly 6 grams of fiber, which is higher than many commonly eaten fruits such as apples or strawberries. This higher fiber density helps explain why pears tend to support steadier blood sugar responses when eaten whole. Soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract, which slows the movement of food and delays glucose absorption. This helps prevent rapid rises in blood sugar after eating. Insoluble fiber adds bulk and supports digestive regularity, which indirectly benefits metabolic health by improving nutrient processing and waste elimination. Together, these fibers create a slower, more controlled release of energy. Pears also have a high water content, which contributes to their volume without adding excessive calories. This combination of fiber and water promotes satiety, helping people feel satisfied with smaller portions. When fullness improves, the likelihood of overeating or reaching for quick snacks decreases, which further supports blood sugar stability throughout the day. Another important aspect of pears is their glycemic load when eaten whole. While they contain natural sugars, the way those sugars are packaged results in a lower overall impact on blood sugar compared to refined carbohydrates or low-fiber foods. This means pears are less likely to trigger the sharp spikes and crashes that contribute to fatigue and cravings. Beyond fiber and water, pears provide polyphenol and other plant compounds that support metabolic health. These compounds help reduce oxidative stress in the body, a process that can interfere with insulin signaling over time. Some research suggests that these plant compounds may also support insulin sensitivity, allowing the body to manage glucose more efficiently. What makes pears especially effective is that none of these benefits rely on extremes. Pears do not work by forcing blood sugar down or overstimulating insulin. Instead, they support balance by slowing digestion, improving satiety, and reducing metabolic stress. This gentle, steady support aligns with long-term health rather than quick results, making pears a practical and sustainable choice for everyday eating. Pears also naturally contain a higher fructose-to-glucose ratio than some fruits, which means they tend to have a lower immediate impact on blood glucose when eaten whole and in reasonable portions. 5. How pears may help support blood sugar stability. Fiber plays the most central role in how pears influence blood sugar behavior. The soluble fiber found in pears absorbs water in the digestive tract and forms a gel-like substance that slows the breakdown and absorption of carbohydrates. This process delays the entry of glucose into the bloodstream, allowing blood sugar to rise gradually instead of spiking quickly after eating. This slower absorption gives the body time to release insulin in a measured way. When glucose enters the bloodstream at a controlled pace, insulin does not need to surge aggressively, which helps reduce sharp rises followed by sudden drops in blood sugar. Over time, this gentler pattern supports steadier energy levels and fewer cravings between meals. The physical act of eating a whole pear also contributes to blood sugar stability. Chewing slows intake and activates satiety signals that communicate with the brain and digestive system. These signals help regulate appetite and reduce the tendency to eat quickly or consume excessive portions. When eating slows down, the body's hormonal response becomes more balanced, further supporting stable glucose control. Consistency matters just as much as individual food choices. Repeatedly choosing foods that digest slowly, such as pears, encourages a more stable daily blood sugar rhythm. When these choices are combined with regular meals and balanced nutrition, they help reduce the cumulative stress placed on glucose-regulating systems over time. 6. The gut-blood sugar connection. The relationship between gut health and blood sugar regulation is increasingly recognized as a key factor in metabolic balance. The digestive tract is home to trillions of microorganisms that influence how the body processes carbohydrates, responds to insulin, and manages inflammation. When this microbial environment is balanced, blood sugar control tends to improve. Fiber-rich foods like pears support the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. The fermentable fibers in pears serve as nourishment for these microbes, allowing them to produce compounds that influence insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. This process does not act instantly, but over time it helps create a gut environment that supports steadier blood sugar responses. A balanced gut microbiome also plays a role in reducing low-grade inflammation. Chronic inflammation can interfere with insulin signaling and make it harder for the body to regulate glucose effectively. By supporting gut health, pears may help reduce this background inflammation, indirectly easing the burden on blood sugar regulation. Gut health also influences appetite and cravings. When beneficial bacteria are supported, hunger and satiety hormones tend to function more smoothly. This helps reduce sudden cravings for quick sugar sources, which often contribute to blood sugar instability. In this way, pears support balance not only through their nutrient content but also through their effect on the digestive ecosystem. 7. When and how to eat pears for best support. Timing and context play an important role in how pears affect blood sugar. Eating a pear on an empty stomach may produce different responses depending on individual sensitivity, activity level, and overall diet. Some people tolerate fruit well on its own, while others experience hunger or energy dips soon after. For many individuals, pears are best consumed as part of a balanced meal or paired with protein or healthy fats. This combination further slows digestion and glucose absorption, creating a smoother and more sustained energy release. Pairing pears with foods such as nuts, yogurt, or seeds helps stabilize blood sugar and supports longer-lasting satiety. Portion size is equally important. While pears are supportive, larger portions may still contribute to excess glucose intake if consumed without balance. One medium pear generally provides sufficient fiber and hydration benefits without overwhelming the body's glucose-regulating capacity. Regular timing also matters. Eating pears at consistent times, such as mid-morning or mid-afternoon, may help prevent energy crashes and reduce reliance on processed snacks. Over time, this rhythm supports steadier blood sugar patterns and helps the body anticipate and manage glucose more efficiently. 8. Simple ways to include pears in daily meals. Pears can be included in daily meals in ways that gently support blood sugar rather than disrupt it. The key is thoughtful pairing and timing. When pears are eaten alongside protein, healthy fats, or fiber-rich foods, their natural sugars are absorbed more slowly, helping prevent sudden rises and drops in blood glucose. At breakfast, pears can add natural sweetness and fiber without relying on refined sugars. Sliced pear paired with yogurt, seeds, or whole grains provide steady energy and improve satiety, reducing mid-morning cravings. This approach helps maintain focus and energy without the sharp crash that often follows sweetened breakfasts. As a snack, pears work best when paired with fats or protein. This combination slows digestion and extends the release of glucose into the bloodstream. Instead of triggering hunger shortly after eating, pears used this way can help stabilize appetite and energy levels between meals. Pears also adapt well to savory dishes. Adding small amounts of pear to salads, roasted vegetables, or grain-based meals introduces sweetness while maintaining balance. In savory contexts, pears are less likely to be overconsumed and tend to blend naturally with fiber-rich ingredients. For individuals with sensitive digestion, gently cooked pears can be easier to tolerate. Light cooking softens the fruit's texture without removing its fiber. When pears are poached or lightly stewed, they remain supportive while being gentler on the digestive system. This can be especially helpful for those who experience bloating or discomfort with raw fruit. 9. Pear preparation recipe. Warm cinnamon pear bowl. Ingredients: 1 medium pear with skin, a pinch of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon plain Greek yogurt or unsweetened coconut yogurt, 1 teaspoon chia seeds. Preparation: wash the pear and slice it with the skin intact. Place the slices in a small pan with a splash of water and gently heat for 3 to 5 minutes until slightly softened but not mushy. Remove from heat and allow to cool slightly. Top with yogurt and sprinkle with chia seeds and cinnamon before serving. Why this works? Light cooking makes the pear easier to digest while preserving its fiber. The yogurt provides protein, and the chia seeds add healthy fats and additional fiber. Together, these elements slow glucose absorption, support satiety, and help maintain steady energy without sharp blood sugar fluctuations. This preparation works well as a morning option or an afternoon snack and can be adjusted based on individual tolerance. 10. Who should be more mindful with fruit intake? While pears can be supportive for blood sugar balance, individual responses vary. People living with diabetes, insulin resistance, or reactive hypoglycemia may experience different blood sugar responses depending on portion size, timing, and meal composition. Monitoring personal reactions and following medical guidance remains essential. Those using glucose-lowering medications should be particularly mindful of when pears are eaten. Pairing fruit with meals rather than consuming it alone can help reduce the risk of unexpected blood sugar drops. Adjusting portions and timing based on daily activity and medication schedules is often necessary. Personal response always matters more than general recommendations. Factors such as stress, sleep, physical activity, and overall dietary patterns all influence how the body handles fruit. Paying attention to how pears affect energy, hunger, and focus provides valuable insight into whether they are supportive for an individual's unique needs. 11. Lifestyle habits that matter more than any fruit. No single food, no matter how supportive, can replace the foundation of consistent daily habits. Blood sugar stability is shaped far more by patterns than by individual ingredients. Irregular meals, long gaps between eating, poor sleep, chronic stress, and frequent consumption of refined carbohydrates place continuous strain on the body's glucose-regulating system. Eating at regular intervals helps the body anticipate and manage glucose more efficiently. Adequate protein at meals slows digestion and supports balanced insulin responses, reducing sharp rises and drops in blood sugar. Gentle movement after eating, such as walking, encourages muscles to use glucose more effectively, easing the burden on insulin. Stress management plays a critical role in blood sugar balance. Elevated stress hormones can raise blood glucose levels even when diet remains unchanged. Poor sleep further disrupts hormonal regulation, increasing hunger signals and reducing insulin sensitivity the following day. Together, stress and sleep deprivation can undermine even the most carefully chosen diet. Within this broader foundation, pears work best as a supportive element rather than a solution on their own. When combined with regular meals, balanced nutrition, movement, and rest, pears contribute to steadier energy and improved appetite control. Without these lifestyle supports, however, even the most nutrient-dense foods cannot maintain balance on their own. 12. Gentle warning signs to pay attention to. Blood sugar imbalance often communicates through subtle, easily dismissed signals. Frequent energy crashes, particularly in the mid-afternoon, may indicate rapid rises and falls in glucose. Strong cravings for sweets or refined carbohydrates can reflect the body's attempt to correct sudden drops in blood sugar. Irritability between meals, difficulty concentrating, and a feeling of mental fog may also point toward unstable glucose patterns. These symptoms are not diagnoses, and they can be influenced by many factors, but when they appear consistently, They deserve attention rather than dismissal. Persistent symptoms should never be managed through food changes alone. Proper medical testing provides clarity that dietary adjustments cannot replace. Early evaluation allows imbalances to be addressed before they progress, supporting long-term metabolic health and preventing unnecessary frustration. Why this simple fruit matters. Pears are not a treatment, cure, or shortcut for blood sugar problems. Their value lies in gentle, consistent support. Through their fiber content, hydration, and plant compounds, pears work with the body's natural systems rather than forcing change. When included thoughtfully, pears can help reduce rapid glucose fluctuations, support satiety, and promote steadier energy throughout the day. Over time, these small effects accumulate, contributing to a more balanced metabolic rhythm. What makes pears meaningful is not dramatic impact, but reliability. They fit easily into daily life, require no special preparation, and support balance without restriction or fear. Supporting blood sugar does not require extreme rules or constant vigilance. Often, it begins with awareness and consistency rather than control. Choosing whole foods, eating regularly, managing stress, and listening to the body create a foundation that food alone cannot replace. When concerns arise, medical guidance remains essential. Food supports the body best when used with understanding, patience, and respect for individual needs. Small, thoughtful choices made consistently are far more powerful than quick fixes, and they build health in a way that lasts.